Bill Comminos on your left, Logan Mize on your right. 11-3, 11-2-1 of the respective records here. And for Logan Mize, it could be another top 8 on the resume here. And this Abzan Company deck is something he's been playing for quite a while. So, why do I think Bill? Oh no, Bill. I don't think Bill has a lot of cards in his hand.
Well, it looked like he just passed there on his first turn without a land at all.
That's why I don't think Bill has a lot of cards in his hand. He has 5 of them. It's not very many.
He does not.
I'm going to draw a card. Gas.
You appreciate that.
Oh, I love it. Scry at the top, keep Masuva on top, copy your land is awesome.
Sure.
That is really good.
And he probably has more lands in his hand.
Yeah.
But they're all bounce lands. They need another land first to facilitate them.
That is truly great. Turn 1, mulligan to 5, turn 1, go is phenomenal. Now, one thing about Logan's deck, he's playing Abzan, but he doesn't have discard. He doesn't have Thoughtseize, he doesn't have Inquisition, any of that stuff. So he's more of the combo approach, more of the birthing pod-esque approach. So he's got to work his way towards all of these creatures. There's a Malira. Here is a Viscera. Well, he's
there.
He's getting close to the combo.
Yep.
At least one of them. Now, what's great here is Bill has he could kill Logan.
Yes.
This turn. Because he has Amulet of Vigor in hand. So he has the potential to have a completely absurd turn depending on what his hand looks like.
Mulligan to 5, skip my first turn, kill you on turn 3.
Yeah, well.
We'll see.
There's Amulet. Oh boy, how deep can he go? Gotta see if he's got a Summer Bloom. Oh, he has Summer Bloom? Oh, I think.
That looks like a Summer's Bloom.
Yeah, there's a...
And he's got a Summoner's Pact in his grip.
There's Celestial Sanctuary. There.
Oh my.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here's a Summoner's Pack. There's a Prime Time.
Yep.
He's made this look, yep. There, Vesuva, copy the Celestial Sanctuary 3 times. That's 6 mana. There's Primeval Titan. This is just...
It's fair.
That's the word I was looking for, actually, so thank you. I was having difficulty finding the word. Boros Garrison and Slayer's Stronghold trigger. Here comes Primeval Titan. Go get a Simic Growth Chamber, perhaps, and something else.
I love this.
I'm enjoying myself. I'd be lying if I wasn't.
Not to say that I'm happy that Logan's on the receiving end of it.
Yes.
But just watching what people can do in a game of Magic. We were talking about decks we could never make.
This is another one.
Oh, never.
The test is if someone were to hand me a deck list and I was to look over it, what my reaction would be. If someone handed me this deck list and I looked over it, I would rip it up.
I would be so confused.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I don't understand what the joke is. And then they play me with it, and then I go, this is the best deck I've ever seen.
Yep.
That's what would happen. Here's an Ancient Stirrings. Another Amulet of Vigor, Sunholm. Remember that Bill just passed on his first turn, just in case you're just joining the broadcast.
Maybe he did that just to try to keep it fair.
So at one point he had no lands.
Yep.
He has 1 blue mana floating right now. Took an Amulet. Here's the Serum Visions. No mana floating. Draw a card. Scry 2. Logan is just at 7 now, so that's also a thing. So, let's not forget about that. Probably dead next turn.
But he is going to have a shot here.
Absolutely. He could infinite damage.
Yep.
Infinite damage next turn.
Infinite life, infinite damage.
Now, it is worth noting, Bill did play Summoner's Pack last turn, so he makes to make sure he doesn't forget to pay for that, and that's why he has to die on top of his deck. Logan with the Gavany Township. Now, again, if he has Murderous Redcap, it's all over. There's a Spellskite. I think he might have Redcap in hand. No, if he had red cap in hand, he could just cast it. So
I think he would have just played the red
never
cap.
mind. I take it all back.
Option A, win the game. Option B, don't win the game.
Don't win the game, yeah.
Give me a little from option B, please.
Ignore me.
Let me see what that tastes like.
Looks like Spell Sky. Yeah, the black card's Viscerous here.
He's basically just deployed some chump blockers here.
The nice thing about Spell Sky is it will stop Slayer Stronghold, Sunholm as well. Hive Mind the draw here. Summoner's Pact is something that Logan would be able to pay for.
And Andrew Hanks to the event stage, please. Bobby 14. And Andrew Hanks to the stage, please.
We'll see. Bill has the land to transmute for a 0 casting cost card.
Yeah, Teleria West.
So it's possible he can win through Pact of Negation with the Hive Mind out.
Yep. This is another amulet. There'll be a mana floating. 1 red. Let's see what comes next. A lot to think about with this deck. So many different iterations and way you can go.
Yeah, especially once you get the double amulet out.
Yeah. The amount of mana that you're cranking out is, well, it's certainly something.
Yeah, but it's not infinite.
Yes.
It's not like you can just go all willy-nilly, stop paying attention.
And if you do make a mistake, it'll probably cost you the game.
Yes.
Here's Vesuva. Going to copy Simic Growth Chamber. That'll trigger untap twice. So he's going to have 2 green, 2 blue floating. Along with the red. And so now he's got to pick up a land. So he'll pick up Vesuva. Use a green and a red. There's Summer Bloom.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Vesuva again on Simic Growth Chamber. So 4 blue, 3 green.
And the other die is tracking how many more lands he can play for the turn.
Mm-hmm. So do this again. I like that he's going through it very clearly, too.
Yes.
I think that's really important in situations like this.
Well, I like the mana markers that we have now.
Yeah.
It makes it clear for the players and for the audience.
Teleria West going to be transmuted. So 4 blue, 4 green floating. Summoner's Pact. 1 land left to play.
And he probably doesn't need to shuffle a whole lot if he's just going to resolve the Summoner's Pact here.
This is true. There's Hive Mind. No mana floating. Titan. Looks like you might be going Simic Growth Chamber plus Teleria West again. Yep. Those will come in from Titan. The under the battlefield tap, there will be a bunch of triggers from amulets.
A lot of mana again.
Yep.
Yeah, this deck is just a peach.
It's really something. It's really something.
And he's playing his last land for the turn.
Yep. Copying a Simic Growth Chamber. Transmuting the Teleria West. 1 green mana floating. I think it's safe to get a Summoner's Pact or a Pact Negation here, either one.
Yep.
And 2 Summoner's Pacts means that Logan would have to pay for 2 Summoner Packs on his next turn. So, you get one of these. You get one of these.
Players, that is time in round 6. Legacy
And Logan, if you can pay 4 green and 4 colorless, you do not lose the game. That's how this is going to work.
This turn. You don't lose the game
Yeah.
this coming turn.
Well, this is interesting. Logan playing on here. Even I'm shocked.
Yeah, and it looks like Bill is saying, what are we doing here, man? Like, you can search all day for your creatures, but I'm going to pass the turn, and then you're going to have to pay for 2 packs.
Well, I don't know. Is it possible Logan can kill him in his upkeep with the packs in the stack? I didn't think it was, but with the way that he grabbed his deck, I was thinking, okay, maybe there's some sort of backdoor way I don't even know about.
And maybe Logan was just double-checking.
Sure. Either way, Bill Comminos is going to win game number 1 here over Logan Mize. Amulet Bloom up a game over Abzon Company. Keep it track.
And mold of 5, no permanent on turn 1.
Just say go. You know what that reminds me of? Ben Rubin. Chill. You know that story, right?
Tell me the chill story.
No, he just, on turn 1, I think he mulliganed to 6 against Red Deck wins in the finals of a Grand Prix, just passed because the Chromox in his hand but no land.
Okay.
And then he drew a land, played a chill on turn 2, and then the Red Deck was kind of shut out from there, got the job done. So just the old turn 1 go ahead.
Sure.
Here from Bill Comminos, then Vesuva off the top, copy your land, thanks for the help. And from there, a turn 3, in theory, turn 2 Titan. Nice deck as we take a look at the sideboard here. From Logan, 4 Voice of Resurgence, 2 Path to Exile, 2 Abrupt Decay. Vala, Keeper of Silence, an Orzhov Pontiff, an Aven Mind Sensor, an Eidolon of Rhetoric. Scavenging Ooze, Quasali, Pride Mage, Burrington Forge Tender. Craig, we need some help here.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to want to try to fight the Amulet of Vigors if he can. So we'll probably see the Abrupt Decays come in. I'm not so sure about the Path to Exile. By the time Primeval Titan comes down, attacks, it's already too much. So it's questionable if the Path to Exile is good enough to bring into the deck. The Aven Mind Sensor to stop the searching, most certainly coming in here.
Other side of things here for Bill Comminos, 3 Seal of Primordium, 3 Pyroclasm, 3 Thragtusk, 2 Swan Song, a Dragonlord Jamoka, a Hornet Queen, Engineer Explosives, and a Mortuary Mire. What do we like here?
This is a strange matchup. Logan is playing very straightforward, just creatures. It's possible Bill will make very few changes to his deck, depending on what he thinks is going to come out of Logan here.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to change too much. So sometimes you see players go to Thragtusk, Dragonlord Jamoka, Hornet Queen against Jund. But against what Logan's trying to do, because Logan can infinite combo, I don't think that's appropriate. And so I, outside of Pyroclasm, don't really think he needs to change too much.
Sure.
Personally. But one man's opinion here, as these players do sideboard and get ready here for game numero dos.
And even if Bill wasn't 100% sure what Logan was on that game, he saw the Viscera Seers. You're only playing those when you're trying to combo out your opponent.
For sure, for sure. You see Viscera Seer, you see Malera, and also if you keep track of Logan and what he likes to play, you know that he's playing Abzon Company. So let's discuss regionals, I suppose, which is a tournament coming up sooner than you think, of course. Now, you like this playmat.
I really like this playmat.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I like the phases of the moon in the background.
Okay.
The Cerberus, the color scheme. I don't know. I think it's a gorgeous playmat.
I think it's a fantastic playmat as well. The way that you can go about getting this is at our regional championships. Now, regionals is a pretty important tournament. First and foremost, this playmat and the token, free exclusive to the first 200 players that do sign up for their regional. And as I did mention, it's a pretty important tournament, especially if you're looking to qualify for the Players' Championship, as the only way to get SCG points nowadays, it's at our Opens that we're watching Bill Comminos and Logan Mize play in. It's in our Classics that take place on Sunday of our weekends, and it takes place at regionals as well. Now, of course, there is some cash associated with this and the SCG points and qualification to our Season 1 Invitational, as well as our other invitationals when we have more regionals for you guys. But you get cool playmats, you'll get cool tokens, and as you'll see here on the next slide, the locations have been announced. So go.starcitygames.com/regionals for more information. Find the locations closest to you. February 6th, plant your flag, become a regional champion.
That cash is nice. The points might be more important for some people.
For some people, it will be more important.
Yep.
The chase is certainly on. We've seen some players form teams now.
Yep.
Team Lotus, Chris Anderson, Andrew Tenjum, and a bunch of guys have decided they're going to make the travels around all year long for the SCG Tour.
Not season long.
Yeah.
Year long.
All year long.
That's a commitment.
I know that we'll see a lot of the Roanoke crew.
Yep.
Todd Anderson, Jerry Thompson, Brad Nelson, Michael Majors, Ross Merriam, a lot of those guys. And, of course, players like Eric Hawkins, Matthew Tickle, and a lot of players that we saw last year as well. So I know Regionals will be a very well-attended event, and you can make sure you can get signed up now. Be one of those players that does get one of those awesome mats as we get ready here for game number 2 between Amulet Bloom and Obzon Company. Bill Comminos is someone that when we do come to this area, he's been known to make a deep run in a tournament. I think this is the deepest that he's gotten. And Amulet Bloom is a pretty powerful weapon of choice.
Sure, he looked very competent with the deck.
That I'll give him,
Yeah.
And I think in situations like that, again, we kind of pointed out how he was playing a little bit slower and communicating really well.
Yes.
You know, when you're in a winning position, it's easy to get kind of hasty.
Yes.
Because, you know, you're just like, I've got the win rolled up. Can we just not go through this? But this particular deck is very confusing. So I really appreciate the fact that he was going through it pretty slowly, not only for our benefit, but for Logan's and his as well.
Lots of clarity.
Yeah, that's really important, I think. Both players going to take a look at the opener here. Logan will be on the play. Bill winning on a mulligan to 5 with nothing to do on the first turn of the game. I love it.
Love it.
Horizon Canopy and a Noble Hierarch here for Logan. Looks like a land-heavy hand here for Bill. There's an amulet off of Slayer's Stronghold.
It does look land heavy, but he has an amulet. He has the Teleria West to transmute, and that's really all he needs to get going.
Yep. For Logan, we know he has access to Abrupt Decay in the sideboard, so he does have answers to an amulet. But the pressure is on him in a big way, always, against this deck.
Yep.
They can kill you out of nowhere. Temple Guard's going to enter the battlefield untapped. Logan going to fall a little bit lower, down to 17. Let's make it 16 from the Horizon Canopy. There's a Wall of Roots. And now, Spellskite. One card that Comminos does have in hand is Azusa, Lost But Seeking.
Yeah, and that is just really going to get things out of control here.
Yep. There's Azusa. 2 more land drops on the way. Players vary their numbers on how many of these they do play. For Comminos, he is playing 2 this weekend.
It's just two backup summer blooms.
Yeah. There's a Slayer's Stronghold, as well as a Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion.
Oh, and I don't know if you saw it, the Aven Mind Sensors in his hand.
I did. It's a big deal here for Logan.
So yeah, if Bill tries to transmute, he might just shut him down here.
Yeah, he'll have to get pretty lucky to hit.
Well, at least to hit a Summoner's Pact.
Absolutely. Comminos will draw. I believe the Boros Garrison is what he's drawn now. But again, a pretty land-heavy hand here for Bill. 27 lands in the deck, of course. The 3 is for number of land drops he has available. Some colorless mana floating right now. There's a Simic Growth Chamber. And the Sunhome will go to the grip. There will be 2 green mana floating. And here's an attempt to transmute Teleria West. Logan, I believe, is going to have a response. And he will. Here's Aven Mind Sensor. We'll see how Bill Comminos is running right now. He'll only get to look at the top 4 cards.
Well, and you know, normally this would always get a Summoner's Pact.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he gets Summoner's Pact, he would only get to look at the top 4 cards again with the Pact.
Yep.
So this Mind Sensor is just a very effective way of attacking the Bloom deck.
He found a Colony Garden there.
Not the most exciting find.
How dare you? And a 1 plant token.
You're a big fan of plants.
I am. Nothing to be ignored.
All right.
There's Sunholm. That's land number 2 for the turn. And Boros Garrison will be land number 3 for the turn. No mana floating.
Legacy Classic competitors, please find your seats.
And now we're going to go back Logan Mize as well.
Oh, yeah. Bill just got stonewalled by that Aven Mine Sensor.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It really was. See what Logan can do on this turn now. Keep in mind, Logan missing black mana at this stage.
Yep.
Picked up a copy of Collected Company, also has a copy of Court of Calling in hand, so he does have a lot of interaction. Spellskite doing a nice job of bricking off the Slayer Stronghold. Gonna slow that down. The big question with this deck, right? We know the power level of Amulet Bloom is very, very high. We just saw that in the last game.
Yep.
But, you know, how does this deck stand up to Resistance? How does it stand up to Aven Mind Sensor plus Spellskite?
Yeah, the question right now is, did Bill bring in all of his Pyroclasms? If he can peel a Pyroclasm, he might be able to just put himself right back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't have it, looking at the top 4 every time you try to search is not going to be very effective.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Court of Calling in the main phase. Top 6 cards here for Logan. Spellskite among them. There's also a Kitchen Finks and a Malira. So he's 2/3 of the way to the Infinite Life combo, has Viscera Seer in hand, and actually has the ability to Court of Calling for Viscera Seer. And we might see him do that right now. Yep.
I'm a little bit surprised by this.
Okay.
He didn't have to gain infinite life right now.
So I think the thought process is the following. I'm going to gain infinite life. I can set up the top of my deck
Oh, sure.
to find Cord.
And then win the next turn.
Yeah, and then Cord for red cap. I don't think I'm in agreement to that. I don't think that infinite life does very much right now.
Yes.
But I think that this basically says I win next turn.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, assuming that he did not board the red cap out, and now he's just going to, what he's doing there is shortcutting, setting the deck the way that he wants to instead of doing it one at a time.
Something you can't do very often in Magic.
Correct.
Go through your whole deck, put it back down in front of you without presenting it to be shuffled or cut.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, now look at that symbol. Hey. That's a first time. Infinite. You know, you brought a lot of first times with you here this weekend.
I'm glad I could do this for you.
Yeah. I gotta say. Our largest attended open ever.
I can't believe it took me showing up for that symbol to happen.
Here's a transmute of Teleria West.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. What do we got there? Celestial Sanctuary? Technically a hit. If you want to get technical. Yep. Yeah, got a shuffle there. But Comminos knows he's in a world of trouble right now.
Yep.
You can even see his hand right now. Summoner's Pact over there. There's no Hive Mind. There is the Sanctuary that he found. Going to pick up the Slayer Stronghold. That's land drop number 1. Couple of lands there. No more lands to be played. No mana floating. Just going to simply pass the turn back.
And I think if Bill didn't side in his Pyroclasms before,
yeah,
they'll be coming in real quick.
They will be coming in for game number 3. That's for darn sure. Logan, Court of Call in the draw. The only thing that Logan has to worry about now is pact negation.
Sure.
On the off chance that Bill does have one of those in his hand. And even if that's in his hand, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, he can just go through and set up his deck again.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the reason he got the Court of Calling instead of the Murderous Red Cap.
Exactly. So here is Cord. Bill just says, show me the red cap so I can concede. There's the red cap. Infinite damage. Do we have an infinite damage sign for Bill? How does that work, since you brought the other one?
The symbol looks like them sideboarding.
Oh, okay, got it. Perfect.
So that is the symbol right now on the screen.
Got it. Okay. Bill Comminos, Logan Mize, they're all tied up here for game number 2. We get ready here for game number 3. Bill automatically going back to the
Yeah, it looked like
board.
he went to the sideboard real quick there to get a few cards.
If it was an issue, maybe he brought in like 1 or 2 Pyroclasm, something like that. They're all there now.
Yeah.
Now, I guess my question here, how do we feel about Swan Song? Can counter Chord, can counter Collected Company. Path to Exile. Obviously can't counter Abrupt Decay, but there are some instant speed things that it can do, and it feels like Logan's deck would board in mostly creatures, but some instant speed stuff.
Sure. To me, Swan Song is a little bit too narrow. A lot of what Logan is doing should be slower than what Bill is trying to do.
Okay.
So if Bill can get a Primeval Titan onto the board on turn 2 or 3, he doesn't care nearly as much about the Collected Company that Logan might do on turn 4 or 5.
Makes sense. I mean, Bill is what I would call the aggressor in the matchup.
Yes.
Even though he's not an aggressive deck, I would say he's the beatdown, as they say, in the matchup. He's just got to go absolutely nuts before Logan gets any of his stuff online.
Yep.
So him being on the play for game 3 is rather fortunate. We'll see if things do break that way.
And also, adding the Swan Songs into your deck dilutes it just that little bit more.
Yep.
To where it's harder to have those explosive starts.
Very true. So we'll see how he elects the sideboard here, because I think the Pyroclasms have to come in.
Yeah.
And then, the Swan Songs are negotiable. While these two players do sideboard up here, we're going to talk about the holiday sale here with Star City Games one more time, as it does end today. So head over to StarCityGames.com for some last chance great deals.
They know they can take that Lotus graphic off of there, right? I'm sure that's sold by now.
Oh, that's your Lotus.
Honey, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate the Lotus.
Understood. Well, what if I want the Lotus?
I'm telling you, I'm sure it's already been ordered.
Okay, well, ignoring the Black Lotus.
I'm willing to wager the Black Lotus that it's already been ordered.
Ignoring the Black Lotus that is here. Plenty of awesome holiday sales and great deals available. It'll end tonight at 11:59 p.m. East Coast time. So head over to StarCityGames.com. Be sure to check it out. As again, it does end this evening, 11:59 p.m. East Coast time. Game number 3 here between Logan Mize, Bill Comminos on the way. We'll learn a little bit more about Logan Mize very quickly here. The Florida native, 26 years old, making the trip up here with one invitational top 8 Open Series top 8s, looking for number 9. And if he does make the top 8, we will challenge his knowledge of the Penguin.
Captain Penguin.
Yeah, we're gonna see Logan. We're gonna challenge him, especially if he wins and it gets a winner's interview with Nick. I'm telling you, Nick.
He's getting grilled.
Yeah, Nick was adamant. He had like 7 questions for him.
I like this.
In Chicago, but Logan lost in the finals. So. Logan, if you make an elimination round, we might just come after you right away.
All right, we're pulling for you now.
Well, I have no rooting interest, but I want Logan to win.
Okay, we're not pulling for you now. I try to get excited for things, and you just shoot me down.
I'm completely indifferent on what does happen here. I just watch the magic, man. I watch people keep no-landers and then kill their opponent on turn 3. That's what I get to do for a living. And it's fantastic.
So every year before Christmas, my parents ask me if there's something in particular that I want.
Okay.
And I think if I told them, hey, I'd really like, if you got me this magic card, a Black Lotus, they would go and look it up and then just fall over. They would be so in shock that one card can be worth so much.
Yes. It'd be a resounding no, I think.
I don't think they would get it from me.
No, you don't think so? You have to work on that relationship a little bit.
No, I'm just setting them up to surprise me.
Oh, got it. Okay, it's a long-term thing.
Mom, Dad, if you're listening,
which
surprise me.
Which they are. My mom and my dad, which I know aren't listening, just get me a box of Weatherlight again.
That's awesome.
That was my first box. That's what got me fully hooked. My dad bought me a box of the local comic book store. He said, I don't know if this is good or not, but here you go. And I just cracking packs like a madman in my bedroom.
That's so great.
Yeah. Couldn't get enough. I can't even. There was like one expensive card in that set. I think.
Well, I was trying to think of cards, and none of them are from Weatherlight. I don't think.
Exactly. That's the best part. That set's not even good, and I just couldn't get enough of it.
What set was Gerard Cabochon in?
I don't think Weatherlight.
Okay. Volrath?
That's not a set.
No. The creature.
Oh, Stronghold almost assuredly.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Either Stronghold or Tempest. I'm almost positive not Exodus. Gerard is in that cycle too, I think. Gerard Cashman? I mean, we could probably bring it up. But I can't remember.
Think of the boxes you could have gotten.
Oh, yeah.
With all the goodies.
Oh, yeah. I think of the box I did get.
You got Weatherlight.
I did. Hooked. Didn't take much. Looks like Bill is going to keep his hand, I think.
He's on the play here, so we'll see if he can get down before a real hateful card like that can come out of Logan's deck.
Time for both players to scry. Oh, Gerard's an Apocalypse.
Okay.
Oh, also a card from Weatherlight, Null Rod.
Oh, that's a goodie.
Yeah, that's a good one for, 12-year-old open.
Well, yeah, you've probably hung on to that card for the past 10 or 15 years, right?
Mom, Dad, I opened Null Rod.
Yep.
This is so exciting.
Mom, Dad, don't let me sell this card for the next 20 years.
A Temple of Mystery is where Bill began. Now he has an Amulets. It's a good start. There is... Uh-oh.
He's doing it all again.
Oh, Ancient Stirrings. Okay,
Okay.
Not that bad. I think Twin is stressful to play against. I couldn't play against this deck. It's just too much. There's a Radiant Fountain. I feel like I'm dead at any point when they play an Amulet. Yeah. I feel like, okay, it's just over, so that's cool. Another Amulet, yep.
And Logan just gave a little shrug there. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Logan going to sacrifice his Verdant Catacombs and dig out an old land here. Volrath the Fallen was a Nemesis.
Okay.
Gerard was an Apocalypse per Invitational Champion Eric Smith.
He knows.
He has to know.
That man knows his cards.
I agree. And Eric, we thank you for watching.
Love it.
Me too. Watching Logan Mize, Bill Comminos doing battle here. Gemstone Mine was in Weatherlight.
That's a goodie.
I'm even richer because I hung on to that too.
Oh, yeah. Your portfolio is strong in Gemstone Mines?
Yes. Here is a Malaria Silvac Outcast. I have so many. We're going to head back Bill's way. Now, keep in mind, last turn, Bill picked up his Simic Growth Chamber as opposed to his Temple of Mystery, which might look a little strange.
Well, it probably means he does not have another one of those bounce lands in his hand.
Hey, this is
But
fun.
He drew a third.
Yeah, it's so easy if you just draw a third Amulet and do this a bunch.
And he's saying, this is enough.
Yeah.
I believe he's saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this 3 times. Cast Summer's Spell. I think Logan's dead.
Yes.
I think Logan's dead. Yeah, I don't need these. There's a Titan. It depends on what's in Bill's hand, but I think he's safe to go for Boros Garrison and X, but he might be going for... Okay, he's going to go for these 2. Okay. He's going to get a metric ton of mana.
Yes.
He's going to transmute here. Three, 6, 9, 6. Yeah, do this again.
Yep.
Okay, this is... Get this. Did you just get to do this again? Because this is 9 mana every time he does this, because he gets Growth Chamber plus Teleria West, and that's 9 mana. 9 minus 3 to transmute is 6. All right, so remember we were having a conversation earlier about, like, do they need to ban anything from this deck? And I was like, yeah, it totally doesn't put up that many great results, so it doesn't matter. It hasn't won a tournament yet, blah, blah, blah. This is...
There were not that many of these in day 2.
They're 5.
And at least one of them is doing very well.
There's already one in top 8, and...
Oh, is this number 2?
This...
Okay.
Assuming Bill wins, this would be number 2.
Let's see if you can find a path to victory from this position.
Oh, sure. Sure. We'll do this again. Absolutely. I was having a Logan stoic as ever. Does not see anything wrong here. Now, all I hope for Bill Comminos' sake is that he does not make an error here, as I think he's in a relatively good spot.
Yes, he's going to have to pay for a couple of packs.
I hope that he'll have enough mana from all of these Primeval Titans, but I would say that he is in a relatively good spot. The first one will find these, yep, haste. So that's...
I appreciate that Logan's keeping the poker face up.
Just nothing, not even breaking, just how are you doing this? Amulets, triggers.
This is where I'm ripping my hair out and knocking my deck onto the ground.
Logan could have a Slaughter Pact for one of the 4 Titans.
Sure.
Have you considered that? Oh, he's had enough. Bill Comminos is going to win this match here over Logan Mize. 2-1. Pretty good draw there, Bill. Pretty good draw. Maybe this deck needs addressing. Who knows? Amulet Bloom going to win over Abzan. Company, Bill Comminos moves on to 12-3. That should be good enough for top 8.
Oh, yeah.
So congratulations to him, and I think we might be watching a little more of this deck later this evening.